Okay, let's discuss something real quick. This is my own personal retrospective of that 70s show. I have my own views, and I'll explain them as we go on. My name is Jared Weathers, and this is my retrospective of that 70s show. Alright, so this is how this is going to go. We're going to discuss every single episode of every single season with some guests thrown in. I'm going to do a burn counter for every time someone says burn. We'll do some conspiracy theories and some Packer sideline reporting. Let's do some background. Bonnie and Terry Turner are a comedy duo who are also married. They were a part of a comedy troupe that were featured on the WTBS comedy show Tush. They're also a part of Ted Turner's CNN spinoff CNN Headline News. They also produced a show called Good News with Liz Wickersham. Another person in the comedy troupe, Jan Hooks, got on to Saturday Night Live. Bonnie and Terry wrote for Jan and eventually moved to New York and became staff writers for the show. They started on SNL in '86 and wrote movies like Coneheads, Wayne's World, Wayne World 2, Tommy Boy, and the Brady Bunch movie. On January 9th, 1996, Bonnie and Terry Turner's first show, Third Rock from the Sun, premiered to 23 million viewers. Mark Brazil began his career as a comic and appeared on the TV show titled An Evening at the Improv. He then appeared on the show The A-List in '92. He then appeared in a movie called Double Dragon. After this, in '96, he became a creative consultant for Third Rock from the Sun. Brazil was also the only one of the trio who was a teenager in the 1970s. That 70s show is based on Mark's trials and tribulations as a teenager. In a piece from the LA Times, Brazil states that there was a, quote, gorgeous next-door neighbor and a, quote, ditzy, sex-obsessed buddy like Kelso, and a gruff dad like Red who also lost his job when Mark was a teen. Brazil states, quote, some of the stories have been based on my life. Christopher Grace, going by Topher since, quote, everyone named Christopher goes by Chris, was discovered in a play at Bonnie and Terry Turner's daughter's school. Grace was thought of as Eric when they were putting the show together. Mila Kunis auditioned for the role of Jackie at 14, but lied because she needed to be 18. The producers found out she lied, but let her be on the show because they believed she was best for that part. Ashton Kutcher was a model from Cedar Rapids, but moved to LA and got cast as Kelso. Premiering on August 23rd, 1998, that 70s show debuted with a Nielsen rating of 12.56 million viewers. Episode 1 begins with text, something that will pop up every now and then. We start in Point Place, Wisconsin, May 17th, 1976 at 8:47 p.m. Location, Eric Foreman's basement. Eric's parents are having a party and his friends are pressuring him to get beers. Let's stop here quickly. So in Season 1, the kids are 16, I believe, in Wisconsin. In 1972, the drinking age was lowered to 18 in March, as opposed to my state of Michigan. In 1972, the drinking age was lowered to 18, but in 78, it was raised up to 19, and raised again in 78 to 21, being the first state raising it back up to 21 since it was lowered. Okay, let's continue. We meet Kitty, Eric's mom, and the Pinciottis. We meet Red, his dad, and we get the info that Red bought a Toyota and doesn't want to trade the Vista Cruiser in for $400. Eric says he'll take the Cruiser, and we see he has 2 beers. Red tells him to put him away, and Kitty gives him 2 more, and then teens downstairs have a party. Donna asks Eric, after he says he might be getting a car, if she told him how attractive he is, and Kelso spills the beans that she has to him, embarrassing Donna and the kids toast, and we go to the intro. The intro featured the song In the Street, originally sung by the rock band Big Star. The version we hear is a cover by Todd Griffin. The cast during the intro are inside the Vista Cruiser. This was kept until Season 8. After the intro, we meet Jackie, Kelso's overbearing girlfriend. Kelso asks Eric what's going on with the Cruiser, and Jackie, having ears, overhears the gang is going to a Todd Rundgren concert that weekend. Kelso wasn't sure if she liked music.
I didn't know if you liked music.
And agreed he isn't Frampton. She mispronounces Rundgren's name and says she has a 45 of Hello, It's Me, and says they can have fun at the concert. So Kelso agrees she can come as Eric and Donna return. Kelso and Jackie leave.
Have fun, bye!
Bye-bye now. Oh, they're so darn cute.
When you turn your back, they go at it like dogs. Ooh, they're frisky. You can't leave them alone.
And Eric says, my sister says we shouldn't be left alone as they are alone. We see Eric talking to who we think is Donna, but it turns out he's hitting on the Vista Cruiser. Kelso asks Donna what's wrong with Bob's hair, and she says he got a permanent, which then prompts Kelso to ask Eric, quote, so that's permanent. We will discuss the transitions later. We then meet Fez, a foreign exchange student. Jackie asks Donna to go to the bathroom with her, and Fez asks Eric to do the same, but Eric tells him it doesn't work like that with guys. They discuss the gas shortage, which in 2023 is still topical. The writer's trying to make Hyde a pothead conspiracy theorist, but he's more right than he is wrong, as a gas shortage is not a real thing, and it just makes people scared. Red gives the cruiser to Eric.
Bitchin'!
Eric. Not in front of your mother.
Anyway, we go to the concert. They break down a new battery. The mechanic gives them a battery for 2 Todd Rundgren tickets. We have 2 gay characters. The mechanic brings his boyfriend. Everyone's okay with it. Jackie tells Kelso all he needs is her. We get the most iconic scene of the series where Eric is on the hood of his car and Donna kisses him, making the beginning of one of the most up and down relationships in TV history. In the last shot of the pilot, the kids are all singing a song, badly. Episode 2 begins with the kids watching Petticoat Junction and reruns, and Eric's birthday is this weekend, and Fez mentions how Eric is in love with Donna. After the intro, Eric comes into the kitchen, and Kitty won't let Eric look inside the fridge or the cupboards, and tells him to get multiple bags of regular M&Ms. Donna and Jackie talk about Donna's kiss with Eric, then we meet Lori. Kelso has a thing for Lori, but no one else does. Eric has a wet dream, and then is woken up by breakfast in bed. Everyone is in the basement waiting for Eric's non-birthday party. Everyone goes upstairs, and Eric gets an 8-track player, even though he asked for a tape player earlier.
I mean, yeah.
It's an 8-track tape player.
I see that.
Just what you asked for.
You made such a big deal about it, I wrote it down.
The parents leave, and so does Lori. The adults play Yahtzee, a game originating from another dice game called The Yacht. Midge reads Kitty a poem. Eric tells his friends he didn't get anything from Donna, and Kelso says it might be the big gift. Donna gives Eric a candle, and Kitty is so drunk she knocks over a trash can. The episode ends. We begin with Kelso in episode 3, Fez and Hyde doing something magic. Gerald R. Ford is coming to town, and Kitty is so excited she makes a pie. Reddit asks Eric if he rotated the tires, which prompts Eric to ask,
Dad, don't they rotate every time I drive?
Bob asks Red if he wants to ask President Gerald Ford a question. Red says no. Hyde wants to send a political message, and Fez says,
I know, a bloody cool.
at least he has ideas. Bob wants his family dressed up in American flag jumpsuits. Red tells Bob he does want to ask Ford a question. Eric, Hyde, and Kelso are going to streak, and we get a recreation of the Last Supper. Sort of. Kitty makes 3 pies, and Eric gives Red his question for Ford. The episode ends with Eric streaking. We begin in the farmer's basement, and Jackie is wearing a JSB t-shirt. Now, we will find out later her middle name is Beulah, so what does the S stand for? I'll answer that question later. Anyway, so Hyde wants Jackie to leave. So he tells Eric just to give in, and Eric says, yes, Jackie, the Fonz could beat up Bruce Lee. The guys then have a covert conversation about boobs until Kelso fucks up. He's told to leave. I'm not a huge fan of this episode because Eric is mad that a girl beat him at b-ball and air hockey. And the B-plot, Red fixes things like the dryer, a wobbly table, the fridge, the garage door after Kitty kills it. I guess you could call this one a C-plot. Jackie has Kelso wrapped around her finger, so he has to call her at certain times and wants him to do his Chico impression. Donna's parents are out of town for the weekend, and Donna says she's going to be alone all weekend with her sister Tina, so Kelso wants to throw a party. She agrees and asks if Eric is going to be there, and he says yes, but then he gets a job. Kelso comes to the party in a toga. Kitty shows up at Eric's job and tells her to go on a break. Danny Bonaducci comes up to Kitty and asks Eric who told him to take a break, and Kitty says, I did. Danny asks who she is, and she says in an authoritative voice, quote, I am his mother. Episode ends with Eric quitting his job.
Ricky, how'd you start working at Fatso Burger?
Oh, great story. I was going to go to college, but then they made me assistant manager, just threw the money at me, so I never got to go. But now I'm my own boss. Well, that's not true. I answer to a lot of people.
Okay, I quit now.
Oh, yeah, I certainly would.
Midge leaves Bob. This happens off screen, of course. And Kitty tries to comfort Bob and Donna. Red doesn't want to talk to Bob, but Kitty makes him, and Bob says Midge is going to come back. This is delusional, of course, as he says he did the right thing, but none of it sounds quite right. This happens off screen, of course.
When God gives you a cake, you gotta kill a virgin.
Midge is going to come back. This is delusional, of course, as right. Is delusional, of course, as Jackie braces Van in a gross misuse van. Lori promises to watch her baby while she's drunk. She tries to feed bacon to the baby. Eric makes a grave mistake by assuming Donna would stay home all day with their theoretical kids. When Kelso and Jackie have their faux divorce, Mila kind of breaks when she hits Ashton. I don't really like the B plot of this episode. It's just Kitty wanting another baby and Red's against it. Kind of boring. She's drunk. She tries to feed bacon to the baby. Eric makes a grave mistake by assuming Donna would stay home all day with their theoretical kids. When Kelso and Jackie have their faux divorce, Mila kind of breaks when she hits Ashton. I don't really like the B plot wanting another baby and Red's against it. Kind of boring. She's drunk. She tries to feed bacon to the baby. Eric makes a grave mistake by assuming. We begin with text. Point Place, Wisconsin, Saturday, 1976, afternoon, Eric Foreman's basement. Eric's making a prank call, and Kelso wants to go see the Omen, so the girlfriend make out with him. Kitty takes a Cosmo quiz and is upset by the results, and admits she even cheated. So Red says they should go out, just the two of them, to Philly's, a place they always seem to go. We meet Fez's host parents, who are upset when they learn he listens to Kiss. Eric tells Donna they should go see a new movie, and she says she wants to go see All the President's Men, but Eric says they should see the Omen instead. Donna talks to Jackie about going to the drive-in, and this brings up one of the best things in the entire show, the split screen. This will show up more, but this is the first time it happens. The reason I love it is because it allows the audience to see both sides of a convo we usually aren't privy to in real life. So Donna talks to Jackie while Kelso and Eric talk. Donna wants Jackie and Kelso to come, so to be a buffer, while Eric doesn't want them to come, so he doesn't have to compete. Red tells Kitty they're going to the Lion's Head instead, a very nice restaurant in town. In the second circle of the episode, Fez tells everyone the devil spoke when you play the record backwards, and Hyatt fucks with Fez and pretends to be possessed and tells them to get Satan a cherry pop. Fez is scared. Red and Kitty go to what was the Lion's Head, but now it's called the Blanigans, and they end up going to Philly's anyway, where Red gets the ham. Jackie and Kelso go with Donna and Eric to the drive-in. Kelso and Jackie can't keep their hands off each other and make Eric the owner of the car, and Donna sit on the hood of the car. Red and Kitty roll around in a car for a little bit, and Red threatens a cop, a cab. Episode 9, the family's waiting for Lori and her friend Kate. Kate hits on Eric, and Kitty's not ready for Thanksgiving since her mother-in-law is coming. The guys ask Eric if Kate is hot, and of course he says yes. And Jackie asks if Donna's okay, and she says yes. Eric and Kate talk for a minute, ends up in a makeout session. He leaves and forgets what he went into his room for. Eric tells his friends what happened between him and Kate, and he feels guilty, which he should. Hyde hits him. Donna's upset when Eric told her he kissed Kate. Eric and Lori forget Grandma, and she tries to guilt the family. Bob hires Red for his store. The episode introduces one of my favorite things, when Hyde goes full Midwestern and uses a deep Midwestern accent.
Hey there, Bob, you want a piece of pie?
Love it. The episode ends with Donna and Eric making up and using tongue. Episode 10, the gang is playing horse, and Fez calls Kelso a whore. Jackie says she's going to go do her homework on Saturday night. Kelso says he's breaking up with her, as he always does, but he's just trying to pick the right moment. Red's mother's going to church with them, and to keep peace, Eric says he'll hang out with her. Fez says in his country they worship feet, and then she calls him Desi. In the B plot, Eric has a term paper due the next day. Nobody can help him, and he stays up late to finish it. We open on Eric and his new lab partner, Buddy. Eric realizes Buddy drives a super nice car next to him. Buddy's played by a very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt. In the B plot, Red learns to be personable. Hyde and Kelso get left at school while Buddy takes Eric home. We see comedian Mitch Hedberg as Frank, a chef at the Hub. Eric says he's confused and playing a part, so Buddy thinks he's gay and kisses him. Buddy was supposed to be a recurring character, but because he's gay, it created some unwanted attention from audiences, and he was cut from the show. Episode 12 is the annual Christmas episode. It begins with how the Grinch stole Christmas until Kitty turns it to Holiday Inn and messes up some of the lyrics. Eric wants to throw his own Christmas party, so Red gives him $40 to buy a tree, and whatever's left he can use for the party. So him and his friends steal a tree from the interstate, use the $40 for the party. In the B plot, Red is forced to lock up Bargain Bob's on Christmas Eve and sells Kelso hot rollers for Jackie. The cows were called and repossess the tree. Lori spikes Eric's punch for his party, and Jackie tells everyone Hyde loves Donna. This is the last episode in 1976 on the license plate chronologically. Jackie invites everyone except for Kelso to her ski cabin as they break up. Kitty asks Eric why he needs such a big bag of oregano. Hyde tries to make a move on Donna, but that blows up in his face, and the episode ends with Kelso and Jackie getting back together. In episode 14, Eric scratches the car. Red takes it away from him. Donna and Jackie are talking about sex, and the guys come in and say they don't like talking about sex because, as Hyde puts it, it's, quote, dirty. Midge wants Kitty to join her feminist class. Kelso borrows his cousin's car, but instead they get arrested. With their own phone call, Kelso calls Jackie, and she tells him when he gets out they're going to have sex. Eric talks to the cops and says they just borrowed it. Another cop backs up his story, asks Eric his last name, and apologizes for being Red's son.
Is your dad Red Foreman? Yeah. You poor bastard.
Episode 15, Kitty tells Red to spend more time with Eric. Kitty asks Eric what he and his friends are doing, and he says they're going to a wrestling show in Kenosha. Red and Bob join the gang. Kitty and Lori join Midge at an orgy. This episode features as an up-and-coming actor. Not sure if you've heard of him, but his name is Dwayne Johnson. Probably won't be anyone. The other wrestlers featured are Matt and Jeff Hardy, Ken Shamrock, and Ernie Ladd as Rocky Johnson's manager. In episode 16, it's February 14th, 1977, and Ed's going to take Donna out and ask her to be his girlfriend for realsies. Jackie and Kelso go shopping. Hyde decides to tell Donna how he feels about her. Bob, Midge, Red, and Kitty have a fondue party. Maybe it should be called a fondant party. Kitty and Red realize they don't know their friends as well as they thought. Eric and Donna start dating. In episode 17, Jackie has a pregnancy scare and confides in Eric, who completely betrays her trust and tells Donna. Eric then tells Kelso, and he faints. In the B plot, Lori's flunking out of college. Donna goes on the pill, turns out Jackie's not pregnant, and ends her relationship with Kelso. Episode 18, it's career day for the gang. Kelso has no idea what his dad does. Eric goes to work with his mom since it's, quote, not career half day. Hyde and Fez go to work with Hyde's mom, and Jackie bonds with Red as he had a half day, and she's a sophomore. Episode 19, prom night's upon us. Hyde convinces Eric to go get a hotel room for after. Kelso takes Pam Macy to the prom. Jackie's upset at this and asks Hyde to go to the prom even though he hates her. Even though Katie Seagal plays Hyde's mom, she isn't featured in this episode. Eric and Donna have issues doing it while Kelso and Jackie get back together. Alright, we have 6 more episodes, and then I'll do like a season, like a mini season look back sort of thing. Alright, episode 20, appropriately named A New Hope. The guys go see a little B movie called Star Wars, not sure if you've seen it. Red's going back to work at the plant full time, and his boss's son is going to see Eric. David, who's Red's boss's son, is hitting on Donna, and she doesn't see it. Eric has a daydream everyone has Star Wars characters. David spills the beans about his dad burning off the inventory at the plant and then closing it, and Eric punches him in the nose. Bam. Episode 21, we see the gang paint a pot leaf on the water tower. Jackie is wearing a shirt with herself on it, which I guess makes sense. Eric walks in on Kitty and Red having sex, kind of a boring one. Episode 22, Hyde meets a punk chick and sleeps with her, while Eric can't take off Donna's bra. Kelso and Red make the paddles on his pong game smaller. Kitty tries to teach Jackie how to bake. It doesn't go well. Kitty and Red try to talk to Hyde about his new girl and moving to New York with her for some reason. Episode 23, Eric kills his grandma. Just kidding. She dies of a heart attack. Lori got out of a final. This is the last episodes of the show set in 1976. Eric learns to suppress his feelings. Red finds his old train set and wants to keep it but won't admit it. Episode 24, the gang goes skinny dipping and their clothes get stolen. Hyde says his mom ran off with a trucker. Bob is upset at Midge, big surprise. Jackie is sick and Kelso acts like she's the girl from The Exorcist. Eric wants to help Hyde and convinces his parents to take him in, even though Red doesn't want to be a fucking Santa Claus. Episode 25, Eric thinks his parents like Hyde more, so he tries to get Hyde to do bad things. Red's old war buddy comes back to town. Red's jealous until Bull, his friend, invites him and Kitty to a swingers party. Eric throws a bowling ball into his dad's TV, and that's the end of Season 1. Season 1 is a B season. Yes, they are finding their footing and setting up Season 2, but it's kind of mid in a lot of places. It doesn't have a lot of filler, but a few boring episodes. Born Christopher John Grace on July 12, 1978, he is the son of an assistant to the schoolmaster of the New Con Country School and a Madison Avenue executive. His first role was as Eric Foreman on That 70's Show. Duh. He left in Season 7 because he wanted to be in movies. His first movie role was as a prep school student who used weed and introduced his girlfriend to freebasing in the Steven Soderbergh movie Traffic. He was featured in Steven Soderbergh's next movie, Ocean's 11, as himself, and its sequel, Ocean's 12. In 2004, Grace played in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton, in Good Company, and P.S. On July 15, 2005, he hosted the weekly Saturday Night Live for the first time. In 2007, Topher played Eddie Brock / Venom in Spider-Man 3, the third entry in Sam Raimi's trilogy. Grace himself was a fan of the comics and read the Venom stories as a kid. He was supposed to be in Ocean's 13, but he was doing reshoots for Spider-Man 3, so he couldn't be in it. Beginning in 2009, Grace was the subject for a recurring column on the website Videogum. In 2010, Grace appeared in the ensemble comedy Valentine's Day. He also played one of my favorite characters, and the second one I watched after his portrayal in Venom. Topher Grace appeared in the third movie in the Predator series called Predators. In 2011, Grace was in another really good movie I enjoyed called Take Me Home Tonight, which he also wrote and produced. He also starred opposite Richard Gere in The Double. In 2012, Grace starred alongside Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Matthew Gary Gobler in The Beauty Inside. In 2014, he starred in The Calling, an indie horror film, and Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. He then joined Sarah Silverman in a new pilot for HBO called People in New Jersey, but HBO passed on that. Grace starred with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart in the 2015 comedy film American Ultra, the second movie with Eisenberg and Stewart together opposite each other. He also starred in a movie called Truth, based on a 60-minute report about then-President George W. Bush receiving preferential treatment to keep him from serving in the Vietnam War. In 2018, Grace joined a supernatural thriller entitled Delirium. Also in 2018, Grace portrayed the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, David Duke, in Spike Lee's biographical crime film Black Klansman. In 2019, he was featured in the British anthology series Black Mirror. In 2020, Grace was cast in ABC's Home Economics. which has been running since 2021. In 2020, he also appeared on the American anthology series reboot of The Twilight Zone, produced by horror director and comedian Jordan Peele. On April 30, 2022, it was announced that Grace would have a guest appearance in the second That 70's Show spinoff and first sequel series, That 90's Show. Season 1 ended with a 7.58 for episode 25. Episode 1 of Season 2, titled Garage Sale, premiered on September 28th, 1999, with 11 million viewers. Season 2 entirely takes place in 1977. The intro also gets a facelift. Rock band Cheap Trick gets tapped to re-record the intro song In the Street, and this version will continue until the last episode. We begin with a homage to the 1946 movie It's a Wonderful Life. An angel appears in Eric's room to show him what his life would be like if he and Donna never dated. Eric acts like he doesn't care, but after he talks to an alternate universe version of himself, Eric realizes he wants to keep his memories. We get Newman as a guest star. Wonderful Life. An angel appears in Eric's room to be like if he and Donna never dated. Eric acts like he doesn't care, but after he talks to an alternate universe version of himself, as a guest star. Wonderful Life. An angel appears in Eric acts like he doesn't care, but after Eric acts like he doesn't care, but after
Packet of fishermen we gave you for Christmas. Don't you want to run that back into the house too?
No, Bob, that was a really dumb gift.
Eric is depressed after the breakup. Kelso, Hyde, Jackie, and Fez go to Funland while Eric and Donna try to get over the breakup. Kitty pushes Red to help Eric, but that doesn't seem to help. In this episode, we get a special guest star with the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants Tom Kenny as Wolfie the Funland dog, and with Sweet Life, Cole and Dylan Sprouse. We begin with a new game show called What Are We Eating? Hyde has his tongue. Kelso says a new club opened in Chicago, but Jackie wants to go study. Kelso gets upset, but he doesn't get the innuendo. Maybe that's why he has to study. Eric and the other guys get ready to go to Chi-Town. The janitor from Scrubs guest stars and keeps Eric out of the club. Jackie does Kelso's makeup. A filler episode to say the least. Eric hides a hickey, and Lori has no plans for the day. Hyde tries to find a new place to sleep. Meanwhile, Lori's professor stops by and says he wants to get Lori back in college. Instead, they just make out in the garage. It's Halloween time. Fez loves the idea of people just give you candy. Eric has the brilliant idea to go to their old grammar school on Halloween. The gang goes and sees Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I do like the joke from Jackie that everyone in Texas has a gun. This is still true to this day. The build on this Fez and Jackie will they, won't they? This will culminate in Season 8. We can discuss that more there. This is where we find out Jackie's middle name is Beulah. So again, why was she wearing a shirt that said JSB? I need answers. We made it to Vanstock. Eric and the gang go to Vanstock. It's like Woodstock, but with vans. Kelso brings Lori to Vanstock since Eric wanted to give up his car. Donna learns the secret, and Jackie surprises Kelso. At the end of the episode, we get a wrap-up in a Next Week On segment. We begin this episode with Eric and Donna in the Vista Cruiser. Donna's parents are fighting, big shock, and Eric makes her laugh. Donna tells Eric she loves him. Bob's sleeping in the cruiser, and Red lets him stay with them for a bit. Fez wants to know if girls kiss during sleepovers. We find out that Kitty has an unhappy place. Eric tells Donna that he loves her and then follows up with man and pushes her in the arm. Eric finally says I love you to Donna, and we end the episode. Also, Bob and Midge split up. Episode 8. Eric has a sexy dream about Donna and wakes up disappointed. Turns out she's there in his room for real, and she stays the night. We get a reference to the $20,000 triangle called the $20,000 Virgin Octagon. Hyde wants to know if Eric did it with Donna, and he didn't. This is the first time we see Leo Chinquay, played by the great Tommy Chong. Donna fails English, and then she smokes, gives it to Eric, who gets caught and gets suspended. Donna gets upset that he did it, and Kelso explains sacrifice to Eric. In the B plot, Fez and Hyde have a date. Melissa Joan Hart guest stars. We began episode 10 with Kitty singing Happy Birthday to Red. They began to kiss, and the roof came in on top of them. Hyde's not sure what to get Red for his birthday. We get Hyde's thick Midwestern accent again. In the B plot, Donna confides in Hyde since he understands what she's going through. Lori's moving out again. Red asks Eric when he's leaving. Eric says never. Lori breaks up with Kelso. Lori gives Kelso one of his shirts in her room, and Kelso gives some stupid reason for his name being in it, and Jackie somewhat believes it. Red and Eric visit Lori in her new place, and it turns out she's living with a guy. Red treats Lori harshly, and Eric stands up for her. In the small B plot, Mike almost gets caught for cheating. The family gets a new water heater, and Eric's going to buy Donna a new necklace. In the B plot, Jackie is going to be in the Point Place Dairy Beauty Pageant to crown Miss Dairy Princess. This is 100% something they would do in Wisconsin. Eric's money's missing, and Eric accuses everyone of stealing it, including his best friend Hyde. Turns out, Red stole the money for their water heater. It's hunting season in Point Place. Red wants to go, but says they can't afford it. Eric mentions Bob has a cabin, and Red gets upset. Red calls Bob and asks to use their cabin. While the guys go hunting, the girls stay home, and Jackie suggests they play poker. We open on Lori and Kelso getting ready to do it. Lori isn't into it, so she wants to talk. And Kelso makes her feel better, but he doesn't get the loving he was looking for. Bob tells Red that PriceSmart's coming to town. Jackie makes a joke about Kelso having 2 girlfriends. Red applies for a job at PetSmart. He gets a call, and Eric got the job. Episode 15, Jackie throws a dinner party but Kelso ruins it, like he always does. In the B plot, Red finds out Bob wears a toupee. I hear wedding bells. Donna's parents are redoing their wedding vows. Kitty's very upset she did not get picked to be a bridesmaid for Midge, while Red is asked to be Bob's best man. After the ceremony, Eric and Donna do it. We begin this episode where we left off the last time, with Eric and Donna, the second half of the wedding episode. Donna tells Jackie while Bob is suspicious of what they did. Eric and his mom spend time together, while Jackie faces she might have a crush on Fez. Episode 19, we open on Eric and Donna getting caught fooling around. By the one time, Donna says they made their decision as adults, so Red tells Donna to tell Bob and Midge, and he's going to check. Eric and Donna tell them together. We see Eric and Donna get back from a date. Eric moves his car up to the garage and kills Donna's cat. Eric gives Donna a new cat to say sorry for killing her old cat. Kelso breaks up with Lori, and it blows up his spot. Jackie ends the relationship again. In the C plot, Fez's appendix bursts. We open on Donna and Eric after having sex, and Eric says he feels like a maverick. We got a little double speak from the couple. Kitty makes Swedish pancakes, and there's a catch to them. They're going to go see their Aunt Pearl. Kelso misses Jackie and is distraught. Donna and Jackie talk, and Red opens the door and tells them to go talk on their own porch. Kelso writes a song for Jackie. It's not good. Eric breaks his guitar. Turns out it's Eric's guitar. Jackie buys Hyde new boots, and they kiss, but Hyde tells her no. Fez serenades Jackie, or tries to. The episode ends with Donna and Eric making up. Kelso wants Donna and Eric to guess what part of his body he named Pink Floyd. Fez wants to ask Jackie up, but Kelso says no, even though they aren't together. Lori wants $15 for new hot rollers. Red tells Kitty they're going to a French restaurant in town and says he can wear his mother's necklace. Kitty seems excited, but she tells Lori she doesn't have the necklace anymore. Jackie says yes to Fez's date and gorges herself with food. This episode, we get the Dr. Pee-Pee story. Turns out Kitty pawned Red's mother's necklace to buy groceries. Kitty has to go into work, and Lori and Eric skip church. Kelso won't stop talking about Jackie, and Hyde gives him a list of things he can do without her. Eric and Lori lie about going to church. Kelso's beard starts to grow in, and he's beaten by Fez. Kitty gives the kids a choice to go to church. They choose no, but Kitty thinks she won't be alone in the pew. She's wrong, however, and sits with Leo. This is the first appearance of Pastor Dave, and he shows up a few more times throughout the show. In the A plot, Eric is shown to have a great work ethic, and Red compliments him, while Earl, a co-worker, is late a lot and always makes excuses. In the B plot, Kelso is trying to get over Jackie, I don't think it's working. He tries to date Lori for real. Red fires Earl and Eric is upset. Hyde, Fez, Jackie, and Eric are playing Monopoly. Jackie and Lori get into a spat and Fez tips over the board.
Hyde, will you teach me how to be Zen?
You can't just teach someone to be Zen, Jack. You can only learn to be Zen.
Hyde teaches Jackie how to be Zen. Kitty is against Kelso coming to dinner. Lori tries to convince her to allow Kelso to come, but she forbids it. He comes anyway, and Eric tries to cover for her. Hyde ruins that, though. Jackie replaces Kelso in the circle. I do like how the future is 1997, the year I was born. Jackie and Lori get into a fight, and Jackie wins.
Yeah. Whatever.
Jackie gets an early copy of the yearbook and is revealed someone moving the camera. But whose butt is it? It's Donna's. Eric's not sure how to take this news. Hyde makes a circle with Jackie, Lori, and Donna. Fez hustles foosball because he thinks, quote, Whitey's keeping him down. Jackie has a crush on Hyde. He tells her no on certain terms, they can't hang out. Jackie proves she's not square at buying weed. Hyde gets arrested for the bag. This season gets an A-, one of the best seasons, but we'll get better as time goes on. Thank you everybody for watching so far. Time for an ad break. Hello everyone, this is the first and probably last time you're seeing me in this video. I have something special for you. I'm looking for a new phone case. Why not check out Digital Fortress? They have cases for the new iPhone, the newest Samsung phones, and they're made in the US. They're durable and fashionable. Links in the description. Thank you everybody. Please go check that out. This is my second ad that I have. And that would really help me out doing this full time. So if you would check that out, please hit the links up. There's the link to the actual store, digitalfortress.com, and the Amazon store. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Oh, get ready for Season 3. Laura Prepon was born in Watchung, New Jersey. She was the youngest of 5. Her father died in 1993 during heart surgery at age 49 when Prepon was 13. Prepon began acting in 95 in plays, and in September of 97 she debuted on a Levi Strauss developed show called They Go On, an internet-based soap opera. She then got cast in a new Fox sitcom called That 70's Show. Prepon attended film school while working on the series. Prepon starred in a movie called Slackers in 02. In 04, she starred in a movie called Pornographer, a love story about an obsessive relationship between a director and an actress. Prepon was named one of Stuff magazine's 102 Sexiest Women Alive in the World list. She also had a voice cameo in Halo 2. Prepon co-starred with Misha Collins in the psychological thriller Carla, based on a true story. Prepon was also the original voice of Haley Smith in the first American Dad pilot. She had multiple TV cameos like in Plain Sight, How I Met Your Mother, and House MD. In mid-2012, Prepon signed on to co-star with Taylor Schilling in a new Netflix comedy Orange is the New Black, based on Piper Kerman's 2010 memoir, Orange is the New Black, My Year in a Woman's Prison. She appeared in Season 1 as a series regular, Season 2 for 13 episodes, and returned as a series regular in Season 3. She directed an episode of Orange is the New Black, Episode 10 of Season 5. On April 30th, 2022, it was announced that she would be a guest on that 70's Show spinoff, That 90's Show. We begin with the Season 3 premiere, Reefer Madness. The name is derived from the 1920s propaganda film of the same name. If you want to know more, I made a video about the movie. Icon above. In the episode, we see Hyde get out of jail on probation after getting arrested for holding, you remember. Red sets up the Reefer Madness bit. Red kicks Hyde out, and Eric says he's going to tell Red he does it too. Jackie is writing Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Hyde, and Donna finds out it was Jackie's bag, and Donna told Red and Kitty the truth. Red yells at Hyde for taking the fall. Eric makes the situation much worse by admitting that he does it too. We get a flashback to when the kids were 12 or so, smoking for the first time. Eric lies to Red about how long he's been doing it. Red realizes he's been too lenient, and he declares fun time is over. We begin episode 2 with Eric and Donna on a date in the driveway. Since Eric told Red he also smokes the devil's lettuce, Red took his keys away. Kitty's making brownies. Lori's upset. She has a curfew with the entire family. Red tells the kids someone is a snitch, and it turns out, surprise, surprise, it's Fez. After the kids go to their own rooms, we get a parody of the Breeding Bunch called the Foreman Bunch. Eric and Hyde become partridges, and Lori leaves for the clown, I think. We get a special guest, Toro, in this episode. We meet Hyde's dad. The kids get into a bar, and it turns out Bud's the bartender. Also, they keep describing Hyde's mom, but we already saw her in season 1, and it's Katie Seagal. So why do we keep describing a person who isn't her? It's Halloween in Point Place. Fez is dressed as Dr. Frankenfurter from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Donna asks Eric if he wants to do something fun, and he says he doubts it. And Kelso yells, "Burn!" This Halloween episode is based on Alfred Hitchcock movies. We see the first movie parody, Vertigo. We get a kind of new intro. It's the same song with Halloween sounds mixed in, and the writing of the names of the cats is spooky writing. The second parody is of the birds. Kitty tries to feed a neighbor's birds, but they think she killed one of their brothers, and they flip out. The third one is Rear Window. Fez gets hurt from the first parody and thinks he sees Bob kill Midge and put her body parts in garbage bags. We get a North by Northwest parody with a remote control crop duster following Kelso from The Paperboy. Our last parody is arguably one of Hitchcock's best movies ever made, Psycho. Fez, Eric, Hyde, and Kelso are watching Batman when Jackie comes in about a roller disco contest in Kenosha. Fez wants to be Jackie's partner, but she wants Hyde to be her partner. Fez does some sick moves, and Jackie agrees to be roller disco partners. Earl is suing Red for wrongful termination. Fez and Jackie win the contest, and Jackie gets drunk. She tells Fez she will let her kiss her and maybe do more, but he decides against it with the help of Batman and Riddler. Eric gets a new lab partner. She has a crush on him. Kelso says Donna might get jealous, and they might butt wrestle for him. Eric is nervous Donna might get jealous, but Donna isn't worried. Red lies to Kitty about his health. Donna finds panties Eric's cards, and she assumes that they're Shelley's. Jackie braces Van and her...
Whatever it was a gross misuse of Van.
Lori promises to watch her baby while she's drunk. She tries to feed bacon to the baby. Eric makes a grave mistake by assuming Donna would stay home all day with their theoretical kids. When Kelso and Jackie have their faux divorce, Mila kind of breaks when she hits Ashton. I don't really like the B plot of this episode. It's just Kitty wanting another baby and Red's against it. Kind of boring. It's Veterans Day in place. Kelso wants to throw stuff at other stuff. Hyde's wearing a Che Guevara shirt in this scene. He's delivering a haiku. Jackie decides to date a rock band guy. Mitch tells Donna they're bank. Red wants to crush Bob's barbecue. This pits Donna and Eric against each other. Jackie the B word. Hyde hits him. Jackie Hyde's girlfriend. Jackie and Hyde go on a date, and Fez is not having it. Jackie and Hyde kiss, but it doesn't really have an effect. We begin in Bud's apartment where the teens are setting up for a party with a funnel. Bud says he's cool with it, and Eric asks him to be his dad.
I'm not kidding. Seriously.
While putting ice in the tub for the keg, Kitty comes over and almost discovers the keg. After Jackie complains about not having a boyfriend, we see the guys play quarters. Eric sucks, but the other guys are good and make him drink. Jackie and Donna go to a bar to pick up guys, even though Eric and Donna are together. Eric makes fun of Red while he walks up behind him, and Eric pukes on his shoes. It turns out the guy Jackie was hitting on used to date her mom. As punishment for drinking illegally and puking on his shoes, Red makes Eric clean them. Kelso is taking his friends up to an ice shack, just him, Jackie, Eric, and Donna. Fez wants to go and chases them down. Get there, and they play the newlywed game. A very good episode, but not a lot to discuss. Don and Eric cut each other out from sex to see who came first. In the B plot, Fez, Kelso, and Hyde go to find a UFO. In the C plot, Red almost dies and tries to make new friends. Eric gets some new speakers, and Eric was made Employee of the Month at PraySmart. Lori finished her first 2 weeks at cosmetology school. Fez gets a girlfriend. We'll be seeing more of her later. We start with Kelso and his $100. Fez and Caroline are dating. The kids go to Caroline's place of employment, a very nice restaurant, and Kelso wants to dine and dash. We begin at Fatso Burger with Danny Bonaducci. Danny fires Earl just like Red did last season. Donna gets a job with the local radio station, and Eric feels like he's gonna lose her. Episode 15, Eric humiliates Donna by pulling her pants down during a pickup game in front of all his friends. Lori cheats on Kelso, so Kelso apologizes to Jackie. First time ever, I think, for real. Episode 16, Kelso experiences erectile dysfunction with Pam Macy. Kind of a lame episode. He gets it back with Jackie, whatever. Episode 17, Red and Eric forget Kitty's birthday while Hyde and Donna do not forget, and it makes Kitty pretty upset. They go out last 15 minutes of her birthday to go to a gas station, but this makes everything worse. Eric and Red take Kitty and Donna square dancing. Episode 18, Jackie puts Kelso through some trials to see if they should get back together. Donna tells him and ruins the whole thing, but he still passes anyway. Jackie and Kelso are back together. Eric tries a new move in the bedroom, and Donna, not a fan. Kelso decides to come clean to Jackie about every lie he's ever told her. She tells him unless it's about cheating, he should keep it to himself. Episode 20, Kitty signs up the boys to help her run her church fundraiser. Eric sees his future with Donna, an older couple. Red leaves his station to play craps or cripes. Hyde and Kelso rig the bingo game to win all the cool stuff. Kitty gets upset and tells them all to leave. Glenn in this episode is played by the voice of Ham from the Toy Story franchise. Fez lies to Caroline that he's actually in love with Donna, so he asks Eric if he can borrow Donna. Eric agrees, and we get a montage of them dating. Caroline tells them she will leave them alone. Episode 22, Eric decides to read Donna's diary and gets an idea for a tattoo. This is the first episode where license plate says 1978. It's Ty's birthday. He doesn't want a party, but Kitty throws him one anyway. She employs Fez and Jackie to Donna's chagrin. While Fez and Jackie run around trying to figure out what to do, Donna decorates, and Kitty still gives credit to Fez and Jackie. Fez is in a musical, and his friends say they forgot, and a musical ensues. Music in this episode includes songs from The Turtles, the Steve Miller Band, Nazareth, and Peaches and Herb. Most bands I've never heard of. Eric gets jealous when Donna and Casey are going to spend the night at a hotel. He tried to stop it, but interrupted. Donna accuses him of spoiling their night, but it turns out it was actually Hyde. And a musical ensues. The highest rated episode this season is Ice Shack with 13.96 million viewers. This is a great season. I feel like we're building up to the end all season. A for season 3. Danny Masterson was born on Long Island, New York. Masterson has a brother named Christopher Masterson, who played Francis on Malcolm in the Middle. Masterson worked as a child model at 4. He was in musicals at the age of 8 and began acting as well. He was in Beethoven's Second and Sybil. He wanted to move on from Sybil and do an audition for a new show called Teenage Wasteland, later renamed to That 70's Show. After the show ended, he made cameos on TV, like on Punk'd, hosted by 70's co-star Ashton Kutcher and Mad TV. He also appeared with Kutcher and Wilmer Valderrama on the Fox TV special Woodstock 99. He was featured on the TBS sitcom Men at Work. Masterson, Kutcher, Sam Elliott, and Alicia Cuthbert were cast on Netflix's The Ranch. His character was written out of the series during season 3 after he was accused of rape and assault. On May 31st, Masterson was convicted on 2 of 3 counts of forcible rape. He faces 30 years to life in prison. Hello everybody, welcome to Season 4. This will be the end of Part 1. Let's dive on in and get Part 1 done. We begin with a homage to the 1946 movie It's a Wonderful Life. An angel appears in Eric's room to show him what his life would be like if he and Donna never dated. Eric acts like he doesn't care, but after he talks to an alternate universe version of himself, Eric realizes he wants to keep his memories. We get as a guest star. Eric is depressed after the breakup. Kelso, Hyde, Jackie, and Fez go to Funland while Eric and Donna try to get over the breakup. Kitty pushes Red to help Eric, but that doesn't seem to help. In this episode, we get a special guest star with the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants Tom Kenny as Wolfie the Funland dog, and with pre-Sweet Life, Cole and Dylan Sprouse. Eric and Donna try to win their breakup, while in the B-plot, Red makes a new friend with Pastor Dave. The kids act like a divorced couple, Eric and Donna, and the rest of the group acts like they're kids. It's a good episode, and honestly, kinda true. Donna starts working with a new girl at the record station named Melissa. Kelso tries to get a new set of wheels and a hand on a van contest. He meets Daniel, someone who always wins these contests from WFPP. Daniel is played by French Stewart. Fez, Jackie, and Eric throw Hyde a Find a Girl party. We begin with the family sitting down for breakfast, and Hyde joins us. Red wants to know why he's in the house so early. He says Dad got transferred. Now I'm sure you're wondering how that works. I have no idea. Let's move on. Kitty's redoing the basement and hires Leo's cousin, Al Borland, Theo. Midge leaves Bob. This happens off screen, of course. And Kitty tries to comfort Bob and Donna. Red doesn't want to talk to Bob, but Kitty makes him, and Bob says Midge is going to come back. This is delusional, of course, as he says he did the right thing, but none of it sounds quite right. We begin episode 7 with the foreman discussing the Price Mart ball. Kitty and Red want to know who Eric is taking. He said he isn't going to go. Donna says she'll go with him on a non-date date. Eric acts like a dill hole until he and Donna talk. Donna flirts with some guys, so Eric gets a girl's number. Donna writes a story for the school newspaper, and Eric thinks it's in retaliation. So Eric writes, quote, his side of the story. Part 2 of Donna's story is published, and Eric apologizes to Donna. Red gets to make a training video for Price Mart about the stock room. Instead of using the actual stock boy, like, let's say, Eric, he wants to use Kelso. When Kelso wants to be John Travolta, he's fired and Eric is slotted in. In the B plot, Donna's spending more time with Kitty, and Eric gets upset until he realizes Donna doesn't have her mom to spend time with. Red tries to grease the wheels with a cashier at work for Eric. It turns out, though, she only has eyes for Red. Eric gets upset and tells Red to stop yelling at him all the time. Red then yells at him more. Eric wants a guy's night out, but Hyde likes his new squeeze, and Eric's not a fan. Hyde breaks up with her because she's a little river band. Eric hits on her, and she calls Hyde and himself freaks. In the B plot, Red and Dave go to a Milwaukee Bucks game, and Red convinces him unknowingly to quit the church. People are very upset about this and send death threats to the Foreman's household. In the C plot, Jackie wants to know if Rhonda gets into the gang right away. This is a Christmas episode. Eric directs the Christmas church play, and everyone's changing the play. The gang decides to toke up, and Eric gets in trouble for it and gets fired. In the B plot, Red battles up in a war of Christmas decorations. This is the last time we see the great Kevin McDonald as Pastor Dave. In the A plot, Jackie's dad doesn't like Kelso and tells her if she doesn't break it up, he will not give her any more money. She accuses Kelso. Jackie gets a job at a cheese place with Malcolm's older brother. In the B plot, a new foreign exchange student comes to town and shows up Fez. We get a reference to the episode to the time Fonzie jumped a shark. Hyde notes this is the worst moment in TV history, a sentiment shared by many TV critics and watchers of the time and now. Eric's cousin Penny comes to town and gets back at Eric for being a dick when they were kids. The girls aren't a fan of Penny and try to, quote, out-hot her. In the B plot, Kitty wants an animal to take care of. She wants a cat. Then Red gets her a goldfish. We get a guest star, Brittany Daniel, who I know best from Joe Dirt. It's a million degrees in Point Place and a snow prom. Donna says they should all go together, and Eric forgets her. Right after he leaves to get Donna from WFPP, a tornado warning is issued, but he doesn't know that. In the B plot, Hyde and Coach Ferguson smoke weed together during the tornado. In the C plot, Jackie has a dream of her and her friends being in The Wizard of Oz. Eric is the most eligible Viking, and he goes on a date with a girl. Jackie declares Donna has a date with Casey Kelso, Michael's older brother. Donna actually doesn't mind the date and might see him again. In the B plot, Fez is going to do it, at least he thinks. It's Valentine's Day in Point Place. Eric is single with his friends are in relationships. Kelso tells Jackie to give him money so he can buy her a gift. She says no, he needs to get a job and buy something. Eric says he can sell his semen. In the B plot, Red tells Eric he loves him and freaks Eric out. Turns out he was high on nitrate from the dentist, and Eric tells him he loves him back and gets grounded. Leo gets hit by Fez and goes to the hospital. While in the hospital, Kitty takes care of him and he falls in love with her. Red thinks it's funny. This makes Kitty uneasy since when they were younger, Red would threaten people just for looking at her. Red puts on a show and yells at Leo and explains to Kitty why he can't always do that. Eric sees Jackie kiss Todd, her boss at her job. Eric blackmails Jackie until she tells him his friendship could end with Kelso if he finds out Eric knew and kept it from him. They race to talk to Kelso and Jackie wins. Eric gets there and Kelso's pissed. He leaves and Eric consoles Jackie. It's picture day at Point Place High, and the gang starts to tell stories of how they all met. This episode reminds me of a Community episode, where the study group reminisces of adventures we've never seen, but we see clips anyway. This is the episode we watch now, where we see them meet and new info we haven't seen before. Kelso gives his friends gifts for Friends Day. This turns out it's actually not real. It's actually prank day. Fez, Hyde, and Eric try to get him back with oatmeal, but this gets Red instead. Red then tries to help Eric, but it gets Kitty. This ends prank day. Eric tries to impress a cheerleader with his dad's Corvette. He lets her drive it, and it gets dirty. Eric gets it back into good standing, but Red catches him anyway when Eric turns on the radio. Eric explains why he took it, and Red tells him to stay away from that girl. It's Hyde's birthday. He doesn't want a party, but Kitty throws him on anyway. She employs Fez and Jackie to Donna's chagrin. While Fez and Jackie run around trying to figure out what to do, Donna decorates, and Kitty still gives credit to Fez and Jackie. Fez is in a musical, and his friends say they forgot, and a musical ensues. Music in this episode includes songs from The Turtles, the Steve Miller Band, Nazareth, The Carpenters, and Peaches and Herb. Most bands I've never heard of. Eric gets jealous when Donna and Casey are going to spend the night at a hotel. He tries to stop it, but interrupts Leo instead. Donna accuses him of spoiling their night, but it turns out it was actually Hyde. Eric has a plan to make everyone see how awful Casey Kelso is, but it doesn't work. In the B plot, Michael Kelso realizes why he cheated and breaks it off with Jackie for good. This is a build-up for the next episode. In the season finale, Casey gets Donna drunk in the middle of the day, and this makes Bob very unhappy. Red has a meeting with everybody, and Casey breaks up with Donna right then and there. Donna runs out crying. She comes back later to see Eric, but Eric denies her. Kelso and Donna leave Point Place for California. This is where That 70's Show hits a new stride. Every episode is great and it all builds up to the finale like all shows should. A+ for season 4.